Hello everyone, Tammy here. Welcome to my channel. Today is Tarot Tuesday and I need to plug my phone in. Hang on. Okay, there we go. Gonna light my candle to remind me to stay in the moment. And so today we are just carrying on with learning and trying to remember the numbers of the minor arcana. So we did twos, aces, and twos last week. And this week we're going to do threes and fours. I'm trying to keep my videos to, excuse me, only 30-ish minutes. So let's just dig in. So I'm working from the book Tarot for Yourself by Mary K. Greer. And yeah, I'm just writing in it, highlighting it. If you can get your hands on one of these books, I would say it's very, very helpful in helping you learn the tarot just for your own use. So that's where we are. And I'm kind of going off order a little bit. And I've kind of been doing that throughout the book, but I decided I needed to get an overview of the numbers and what they mean. So threes, associated with Venus. So intuition, affection, beauty, manifestations, combination, sympathy, growth, multiplication, harmony. All threes deal with the ideal versus the real. They test your ability to handle the mundane and the disappointments of your idealizations. Threes are potential reformers with strong sympathies. Okay, so intuition, affection, beauty, manifestation, sympathy, growth, multiplication, harmony. Threes deal with the ideal versus the real. Okay, so then we have Three of Wands. So on this, I've already written hopeful expectation, rulership, expansion, growth, collaboration. So yeah, pretty much right on. And so this shows a person standing on a cliff looking out, it looks like over some water. Couple of boats out there. He or she is leaning on one of the wands and the other ones are standing freely. Yeah. So for the Three of Wands, it says Sun in Aries, magnetic, visionary, established strength, foresight, planning, getting the big picture. So that's kind of what she is doing here, looking out. Creative overview, on the lookout, enterprises launched, trade, negotiations, plans put into action, supervision, direction, foreign travel or business. Interesting. So, sample affirmation. I create my own future by envisioning it clearly. So that's cool. I didn't really find any. I like to try to find an association to help me remember. I'm not really coming up with anything. So I'm going to move on to Three of Cups. So Three of Cups is associated with, or it has Mercury in Cancer. So we have three women with cups raised, like in a toast. It looks like they have quite a bounty at their feet. So friendship, communication, enjoyment of others, celebration and joy, shared ideals, bonding, congeniality, alliance, party, merriment, rituals, gatherings, hospitality. Okay, a lot of really, really good words there. So, I haven't written on this yet. So let's do friendship, communication, celebration and joy, rituals, gatherings, Okay, so then page, and the affirmation is, I celebrate my joy and happiness. That's nice. Okay, so then we have the 3 of Swords. And I should have said, just as a reminder, because repetition is how we remember things. Yeah, I forgot to say, I want to go back to this one. The 3 of Wands. I wanted to review and say what the meanings of each suit is. So the wands are associated with fire, and they represent like growth, creativity, self-development, intuition, but mostly creativity, enterprise, looking at the big picture type thing. And then cups are associated with water, and they represent relationships, emotions, subconscious, psychic and intuitive arts, that kind of thing. Okay, so we got those, just reviewing. And now we have swords, which are associated with air, and they represent, I sometimes I get the cups and the swords confused, because this is like emotions, relationships, that kind of thing. And then swords are more mental, rational, communication, thoughts, that kind of thing. So I always get emotions and communications kind of mixed up. And swords are like cutting through like the air, and this particular sword of 3 of Swords, you can see the swords going through a heart. You can see there's clouds. It's obviously raining pretty heavily, and so swords is, the 3 of Swords is ruled by Saturn in Libra. It represents sorrow. So it's helpful to think of kind of the rain coming down as crying, so sorrow, pain, so, shot through the heart there, separation, jealousy, creative heartbreak. That's interesting. Feeling hurt, tears, quarrel, disharmony, incompatibility. Heart and mind at odds. Okay. And then the affirmation is I acknowledge my hurt and pain so that I can face it and work through it. Okay, so then that's the 3 of Swords. So then we have the 3 of Pentacles. And Pentacles are associated with Earth, and they're all about being grounded, materialistic type of things, money, work, career, that kind of thing is the Pentacles. And the Pentacles are ruled by Mars in Capricorn, and the 3 specifically is work, especially I'm just going to say work with others. Creative skills and abilities. Practicality, teamwork, building, renovation, apprenticeship, following instructions, making a presentation, evaluation and criticism, patronage and support, distinction, materialization of the sacred. And then the affirmation is I work well with others, recognizing each person's expertise and value to the job. That's nice. Okay, so let's bring the 4's in. So we have 4 of Wands. Again, this looks like a celebration, and it almost kind of looks like a wedding or a joining of 2 parties together out in the, like, it looks like out in the yard. The castle or home is back here. There's some people over here. So let's see what it says for 4's in general. 4's are ruled by the earth and the sun. So grounding, stability, order, completion, actualization, focus on inward self, centering assessment of needs, conventions of society, the material world. The basic conflict of 4's is between desire for law and order and security and the desire for change and expansion from the lethargy and boredom and passivity that they engender. 4's mark a passage, a turning point, or a milestone. Okay. So I'm just going to look at these. It's so funny that this 4 has 2 people, and then the rest of these just have 1. Okay, so let's see what this says. 4 of Wands is Venus in Aries, celebration and Thanksgiving after labor. So work hard, reap the benefits. Optimism, arrival, ceremony, completion of an enterprise, homecoming, reunions, harvest. I always think of harvest a little later in the deck, but fruits of labors, pact treaty, social concord, return to health. Okay, so sample affirmation. I rejoice in the completion of each stage of my journey and give thanks for the fruits thereof. Nice. Okay, so then we have 4 of Cups. And this shows a person sitting on the ground, back up against a tree. There's 3 cups in front of him, her. There's a cup that looks like the universe is trying to hand him or her. And sky's blue, a little mountain back here, some trees. So let's see what it says. So 4 of Cups, Moon in Cancer. Lethargy, apathy, and discontent. Boredom, mediation, withdrawal of the emotions, loneliness. Okay, so loneliness, discontent, boredom. Rest, weariness, aversion, refusing a gift or an opportunity. So that looks like what he's doing here is refusing a gift. Arms crossed, like, no, I'm not going to take that. So I was still reading. So the affirmation is, I am receptive to the messages of my dreams and intuition. Okay. So then we move on to 4 of Swords. And it is ruled by Jupiter in Libra. And so it shows a person like laying, yeah, it could be a bed, could be a cot. It looks like someplace kind of holy with the stained glass window. There's 3 swords on the wall. There's one that's also laying next to him, her. You know, is he resting? Is he meditating? Is he contemplating? Let's find out. A need for healing. Okay, a need for healing. A problem or dilemma being worked on. Illness. Retreat. Taking time out. Solitude. Respite from stress. Retirement. Meditation. Dreams. Okay. The sample affirmation is I give myself time to rest, laying aside plans, and turning within for guidance. I'm actually going to write that because I like that. Turning within for guidance. Okay, so that's 4 of Swords. And then we have 4 of Pentacles. So this is a gentleman, could be a prince, could be a king. Looks like he's wearing a crown, has a coin on his head. He's embracing a coin. He has his feet on 2 coins. Got the city behind him. So let's see what it says. Sun in Capricorn. Centeredness or selfishness. Awareness of personal value and worth. Possessiveness. Power. Okay, I can see that. Possessiveness. Power. Self-awareness. Let's see, what else does it say? Giving structure to or establishing order in a situation. Stability, security, consolidation, control, and protection of resources. Greediness, hoarding, deep-rootedness. Control and protection of resources. And then the affirmation is, I hold my power in my own hands. My security lies within. Okay, there we go. There's our 3's and 4's. Hope you enjoyed that. Hope you got something out of it. Hope you learned something, at least one thing. And I'll see you next week with 5's and 6's. So have a great rest of your day. Remember to be good to yourself, be kind to each other, and I will talk to you soon. Bye.